Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Today we have Mailbox's Angels versus Luck of the Draw, which should be a great game. It's going to be a battle of the two top contenders, so it's important for seeding. And I'm joined by none other than Red Panda.
You're right. I'm ready to see this one, man. I love casting Mailbox Angels games, man.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping right into draft.
And it looks like the first ban will be Kaisa. Taking off one of the most powerful AD carries from Dan Kim. They are banning out Dan Kim. They're not even hesitating.
Yep. The Kane ban coming across for Mailbox, a Samira ban. Dude, they are rapid fire with these bans, with a Ziggs followed by an Olaf ban and the Vel'Koz ban. So they do not want LP Bandito on that Vel'Koz. And the first pick Kha'Zix coming out for Mailbox.
Find it kind of surprising they actually aren't first picking the Jhin. They banned out Kaisa, they banned out Samira. They could have first picked the Jhin, the other, best AD carry right now out of the trinity of the three best AD carries. But they are going to go with the support on their first pick. They picked the Thresh and the Aphelios. So that does leave up Jhin is still a pretty big option. And they're going to go with Rune'Tato's Rel. That is, right now, I think his most played champion over the past couple weeks since the release of the champion. So it should be interesting, especially. And they're going to go Ashe. I did not predict that at all.
Yeah, I know Nikolai himself plays a lot of Ashe. So although I don't know how meta she is, or if she gets, just there's better carries that do what she does. He's really comfortable on her.
Well, Ashe is one of those champions that even if you fall behind, she still is very useful because of her ult. So I still think it's a really good pick. And then the Volibear coming in, be either jungle or top, most likely top. I haven't seen many jungle Volibears recently, but they are going to ban out LP Bandito's Malzahar. It's looking like they're hovering it at least. And they do. They ban out LP Bandito's Malzahar. So all that's left up for most people is the mid and the jungle on Luck of the Draw, and it's the mid and top on Mailbox Angels.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what each comp is going to try to round out with. We may get a tank top, tank versus tank. The Hecarim ban coming across. I think it's a good ban. Matt Red, he's played quite a few Hecarim games, I think, throughout the start of the league. He got Hecarim back to back to back and then into an Olaf game or something. So smart ban.
Yeah, and I predict also a tank top. They've had Sunny on a lot of those tanks and trying to play more towards Mailbox and LP Bandito, as they are going to get rid of the Shen. Very impactful top laner, as he's able to just impact the whole map with his ult and save a lot of people. So good on them for banning one of the best top laners they could do, since they might want to pick a carry in the mid lane. They still could go Galio and go with a carry top laner, but it's not really their style. But as we do see, the Echo banned out, very strong mid laner and jungler, but they already picked the Kha'Zix for their jungle, but the mid lane Echo, still a very big AP threat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice that they kind of slowed down their bans. So they got to the point where they're kind of filling each other out. And now I don't know what I would like to see out of mid with the Ivern coming in for Matt Red. That'll be nice. But the question will be the Kha'Zix versus Ivern matchup.
Well, you can also think Volibear still could go to the jungle, and Ivern top with Moonstone is still a thing, as we do see a Gnar coming out for the top lane. Gnar's been looking pretty good right now. A lot of people, at least that I've seen, playing Gnar in every stream I've watched, and Gnar's still really strong. He can definitely get a lot of harass off, but depending on who their top lane is, it kind of is easy to abuse mini Gnar. So we'll see what they're going to plot for mid, and it will be the Morgana mid. So a little bit surprised by that. A lot of OP Bandito, I thought they'd try in this game, play through him a little bit more, but he does play a lot of the mages. He plays a lot of Vel'Koz and Malzahar. So, but neither one of those are an option right now. So Morgana's still a really good AP pick in the mid lane. She can, with her ultimate in team fights, she can still be very impactful. So she will be going up against the Oriana. So,
Yeah.
so
So I mean, there's the comps. Overall, looking at them, what do you think? How do you think this is
uh,
going to go?
I think a lot of comfort picks came out on Mailbox's Angels, and they have a lot of really good team fight potential with the Morgana being able to get a lot of stuns off, Rel being able to go in there and, you know, impact a team fight by getting a lot of stuns off, sucking them in. You have Ash, but at the same time, we're also looking at, very high damage Aphelios, Volibear that can, separate the team fights, and a Thresh that, can make a lot of early plays and shut down this bot lane. So it's interesting to see. I'm going to look out for this Ivern though. I want to see where this Ivern is going to go, because Moonstone Ivern is definitely very scary. They don't have, a lot. I mean, yeah, they still have a lot of AP to bounce off of it. It's my bad, but I like
Yeah.
Ivern.
Luck of the draw, I think, have a much easier comp to execute. Because, I mean, the Aphelios can be huge, especially with the synergy from like Conquer and Moonstone off of the Ivern. But you also have like the flexibility of the Volibear going in with an Oriana ult. And there's just so much coming out from Luck of the Draw that I don't really. Yeah, there's a lot of comfort picks on Mailbox's Angels. But at the end of the day, are they going to have what it takes to execute their comp? To, I mean, out team fight, luck of the draw.
I
I mean,
think
that's
their comp also isn't as adaptable. Like, there's a lot of things you can transition into with the luck of the draws draft. There's a lot of different places you can kind of go with the comp. And I don't think that they're afforded that opportunity as much on Mailbox Angels. They still could do it, but luck of the draws is definitely a little bit more adaptable.
yeah, absolutely. If Mailbox's Angels doesn't get an early lead, I think they may just get outscaled.
Yeah, especially with Moonstone Ivern. So
Well, yeah, you have shields coming out from Ivern, the Oriana.
Thresh.
Yeah.
His lantern does give a shield. So, a lot of these carries also can, protect the Aphelios. A lot of that healing that goes through, a lot of the shielding that goes through. So definitely the Aphelios is going to have to get ahead on their team. He's a very pivotal part of their team fights, just along with this Gnar and Kha'Zix. So we'll see if they can get a hold of the Aphelios with how much they have to protect Dan Kim. And that's pretty typical for Luck of the Draw. You got to play through one of the best AD carries in the league as Dan Kim.
Yeah, regardless, we should have a great game upon us.
As it looks like the Ivern will be going in the jungle. It will not be a top Ivern. I was really hoping to see a top Ivern, but he kind of can get a little bit more harassed by the mini Gnar. And I don't know about Volibear jungle too much. I think Ivern's probably just better in the jungle than Volibear would be.
Yeah, I believe so. Regardless, I think the big matchup to watch here is just the jungle because of how big the impact will be from the Ivern, or if he can avoid the Kha'Zix and just impact the other side of the map. So it should be, like I said, a great game to watch.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of the games that we've seen with these two teams have been, very dominant or very back and forth. It just depends on luck of the draw and Mailbox's Angels being up there in the standings. Luck of the draw probably wants to try and keep their position in their standings. I believe they are second place right now. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how the leaderboards all shake out. I know there's a few teams tied, I believe. Last time I checked, it was like a 2 or 3-way tie.
yeah, it is second place, and I kind of thought that Mailbox Angels was either third or fourth, and they are fourth place.
Yeah, so we have number 2 versus number 4. Again, with playoffs right around the corner, it's pretty important to win these games.
Yeah, getting that second place is really probably important for both these teams, as Mailbox's Angels still could get second or third by winning this game, because if they beat Luck of the Draw, theoretically they could, top them in the standings.
Yeah, well, I think it would go a lot to the head-to-head because, I mean, if Mailbox's Angels wins, then there's 3 teams tied at 6 and 3. So it would kind of be a fiesta sorting out who's where.
Yeah,
But
as
yeah,
Mailbox's Angels, they played On the Spot last week, who is the third place team. So it's possible that even On the Spot could get that second place. Both these teams are locked in for playoffs pretty much, so I'm pretty sure. Mailbox Angels, I think, could come close to being dropped out of it, but I don't think they can. I'm trying to do math. I don't think they can.
yeah, I think they're at a point where they've already secured their spot in playoffs.
And they've been looking pretty good. The last week was the first game they lost with this current roster, and they've been looking pretty dominant. And they did lose to one of the best teams in the league. Whenever we talked to Mailbox, he said he wasn't stressing it, that they would just come back better this week. And I'm really excited to see what they have planned. I know that they've been, practicing a lot. So it'll be interesting to see what they're able to pull out against Luck of the Draw, who, is a little bit more up there than On the Spot theoretically. But, anything can change as the season goes on.
Yeah, and I mean overall, this is still just a regular season. The playoffs, the best of threes, those are an entirely different thing. So you could have like one game that you take off of another team consistently, but seeing people and their adaptability come time for playoffs will probably be what kind of dictates, the better teams, because that's, it's not one game, one team shows up and the other team still, in a lull. It'll be the end all be all. But we're going to be kicking off with the game here. Spectator delay is gone, so we should be loading in here shortly. Yeah, we have a game.
We do have a game indeed.
We have a game.
So there's not too much more to talk about. We have a lot of time to talk in between the games. What lane are you looking out for here the most out of all the lanes, and you see the matchups right in front of you?
To be honest, I think top lane will be pretty impactful. Top lane is always big in terms of impact. I think the top jungle, but also mid. I think Morgana will just get to a point where she can just perma shove waves. So I think she should have the push on Oriana come like, mid game. So she'll be there quicker for rotations. But I feel like if you get this Gnar behind, it'll get to a point where he's not that useful.
Yeah, Gnar's definitely a hit or miss, especially. But we should be going in here in just a second whenever we figure out the times, make sure everybody's all synced up between the stream and us.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still paused for us. We are still at 0-0. We are experiencing a little bit of a delay between trying to get all these done. Yep. I'm all good.
Yep. We're all loaded in, and I think they're just gonna do a standard 5-point.
Yeah, I don't see them debating. Maybe
yeah,
Texas Angels.
maybe Thrush, but
it depends on if Morgana started Q and if the Rel started his. Well, no, Rel can't still. She can do a knockup, but she has to have between them to get the really good stun off. So I'd expect just a typical 5-point like they're doing right now. It looks like Kha'Zix might start on blue side. He's leaning up more towards the blue, and they are pinging the blue right now. So we probably will see that. If I was Ivern, I would probably start towards that bot side, give the Aphelios the blue buff. He can, not worry too much on the abilities, but he has to be pretty preservative with his abilities with the ammo. So looks like that probably is what he's going to do as he backed in, is heading towards that bot.
Yeah, so overall it'll be pretty nice. And like I said, him pathing top is nice because Axebane, there's a lot of setup in terms of a gank. If Axebane lands a stun and then a shield slow comes out from Ivern and then another root comes across, then Gnar should just be dead.
As it looks like Ivern will not be probably. It doesn't look like he's going to be handing over that blue buff to Aphelios, but we do see Aphelios and Thresh get to lane a little bit earlier. And then we also see the Volibear getting to lane earlier than the Gnar because they wanted to try and fake it out. But
yeah, and the buffs come across once Ivern hits level 5, then he generates a buff for himself and then someone else, whoever picks it up. So that's the other thing too. The nice thing about Ivern, you know, it's once he hits level 5, there's 2 buffs coming across for the team.
yeah, I feel like it's a little bit better when you're on that blue side with Ivern, but still getting the red buff on the Volibear is still really useful. But later in the game, it does give both Ivern and the Aphelios threat buff. And it looks like Aphelios is going to go up for a little bit of harass. They do hit the level 2 before them. And he's itemizing his guns very well. A lot of times whenever I see Aphelios do whatever they try to, prioritize the Calibrum without the poke. So he's doing a pretty good job right now with keeping them back.
Yeah, absolutely. And a full clear coming across for the Kazakhs. I think I would have liked to see Ivern just snag his red buff a little bit earlier, but regardless, both junglers just full clearing. They will be pathing. Well, they're both on the top side, so we can maybe expect to see something in terms of a scuttle skirmish. But across the board, pretty linear.
Oh, the hook lands by the Thresh, but not much going to come out of that. They just get a little harassed. But the Gnar will be in Mega Gnar form. He does have to back off as the electric shock comes through. We do see a little bit of push up in the mid lane. So the wave shoves is coming through.
Yeah, and Kha'Zix was pinging for the scuttle, but he was just there a little too late. Ivern takes it with Smite, so we have an advantage in the jungle.
Yeah, the bot side scuttle still open, but looks like they're still going to go for the full clear as Ivern's going back. Do see a little bit of harass coming through from the Orianna to the Morgana. Just got to be a little bit safer, even though Ivern's not there. One stun off by that Ivern could probably mean the end for her. But everything just going pretty typically. Things are pretty quiet. Looks like this Volibear may look for something, but not quite. We do see a skirmish. He gets the stun off, and it looks like they're going to try. Mailbox is coming up, but he is getting the hyper, and he gets the jump off as the Volibear chunks him down. He's not too low, and he's going to have to use his flash, so it is a flash that comes out for Mailbox's Angels. But it looks like that's all they're going to get out of that. But very impactful to get that flash out from the Volibear.
Yeah, overall good play. And again, Gnar's still there.
Oh, he goes.
Lands the stun.
Ooh, nothing more, but we do see a root coming out from Morgana. She is going to collect her orb, get a little bit more shield. We do see a lot of harass coming through from the Morgana, getting that health advantage a little bit more down there. You see the level advantage coming through for the Gnar as Volibear just now hits 5.
Yeah, and I mean, the CS is basically even across the board. Only a 200 gold deficit. They are going to secure this scuttle for Mailbox, so the scuttle finally being taken. And we do have an Ocean Drake that's going to be coming up with a ping coming towards the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely that Ocean Drake should be a priority for both these jungles to get. I think that as an AD carry main, having the Ocean Drake very early on is very nice, but especially for Ashe, who really benefits from some of that mana regen, especially early game. Gives him a bit to harass.
It's just great overall to have, especially early in the game.
As you do see the ward in the bush coming through, but it looks like bot lane's just going to be a little simple. They do have the Infernum that can get a little bit of harass off of that if anybody decides to step up.
Yeah, and take note, look at all the vision coming across on the side of Mailbox's Angels towards that bot side.
And Orianna does get her ult off as the Ivern's going to come through. The flash stun, but he missed. But the spell shield comes through, and she is going to have to back off. She did have to use flash as well, so no flash in the mid lane. Does have teleport, can go back to lane very quickly. But not having that teleport against that Orianna, as we do see also a little bit of poke coming through from the Aphelios onto the Ashe. As a hook lands, but not much more is going to come out of it. But in the top lane, they are skirmishing a little bit. As the Mega Gnar comes through, he uses his ult, and then a little bit more of a skirmish. They shouldn't probably get too much there. Volibear should back out, but he is staying a little bit too long, getting a little greedy, but he is able to live.
Yeah, and that was huge. LP Bandito, you know, eating the ult with the nice spell shield coming across. Perfectly timed.
Ivern had to blow his flash for that. Probably just didn't know that the Morgana's E was still up. I wouldn't have blown the flash for that, but they did pull the flash out of the Morgana.
Yep.
Oh, vision being cleared in the top lane, as Volibear does try to run up the lane a little bit quicker, but slowed by the Gnar a little bit more. As we see Aphelios get a back, he is going to have the Noon quicker all ready for his bot lane.
Yeah, and I mean, again, still, the top lane is almost dead even. Only a 2 CS difference between them. But there's a little bit of XP difference too, which is, well, I guess there's a big wave coming across and they hit 7. Axebane is actually going to be up on CS, I believe, if he is able to catch that whole wave.
I think there was only... Yeah, he could have, actually. I think there was around 6 over there. So he's going to catch most of it. He's going to just be 2 behind. As a root comes through from Morgana, that was very well placed.
Yeah, fishing it in there.
It looks like they are going to get this Ocean Drake, but Ivern might have something to say about it, but check's a little too late. So they are coming down. It looks like Orianna, everybody kind of going through towards this, but they're all on the other side. So going in that Dragon Pit as they land the snare on the Ivern, just clearing the vision.
Yeah, and Mailbox does now have a lead over the Ivern. Well, I guess never mind. Again, it's just an even game all around.
Yeah, the gold is literally just been going, either one of them gets a little ahead and then it goes back, one of them goes behind, goes back, but it looks like the Volibear is going to engage. He does get the stun off. Mega Gnar can come through here in a second, but the ult being used by the Volibear, it looks like, oh, he gets Mega Gnar almost immediately, uses the ult. Can he get out, though? Looks like he might just make it out, and he has to blow the flash, but he does make it out in time. So both of them had flash down. The flash is now coming up on the Volibear.
And Ivern's top side.
Maybe could look for the gank right there. I think his flash is still down, but he could still catch him out as Mini Gnar still down. There's not much rage points on him. There's no actual rage points on him. It's on cooldown.
Yeah, and overall, that was a beautiful trade coming out for Axebane. Timing that ult perfectly.
He was letting the Gnar get a little bit of the best of him, but was able to get engaged, get him back a little bit. As
We
Ivern
may
is
have a
pushing up
2v2
towards the
coming
top side. Gnar spots him out, so they're just going to clear the vision out. So let's look at the buys actually here real quick. We do have the steel caps on the Gnar, and we have, oh no, the hook lands, and then Daisy coming out to harass the Gnar. Gnar is going to get away, very mobile champion. So, what do you think about some of the items coming through from this team?
I mean, on the side of it, it's all pretty standard. You know, I like the you know what? Everything is standard. The one thing that's up in the air would maybe be the plate cap.
The what? Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, no, you're good. The one thing that I would maybe question is the plate caps coming out from the side of Gnar. But apart from that, I mean, everything is, you know, to be expected. So Axebane actually chasing off
going in. And it looks like the stun lands out from Morgana, saves him. And then the spell shield also, this Morgana popping off as it also prevents him from getting the stun right there. We do see the Mininar a little bit out of position, able to fix himself as the Morgana lands another vital Q. But the Ivern is actually going to go in. He hops over the wall. The flash use from Ivern. And almost no points on him. He's not going to get the Meganar, as all it takes is that last Q, and he gets him down. So the first blood going over the Ivern on the Gnar.
What a skirmish.
Yeah, a little bit of poor rotation from the Gnar. His team was a little behind him. LP Bandito almost saved him from it, but there was not a spell shield anymore because they had to use it on the Kazakhs. But overall, LP Bandito played that out so well with that spell shield and her bindings.
Yeah, no, remarkable timing on both the shockwave and then the stun coming out from Axbane. If he would have held off a little bit when the shield wore off, I think that's a 2-for-0 trade. But, you know, regardless, they walk away with first blood over to the Ivern, and that's it. If anything, I would have maybe liked to see a rotation for Rift Herald just to take it off.
Both junglers coming down. It looks like the flash through, and then Brel goes in and gets the ult off. Looks like Kazakhs might get pick off. No, actually, it's the Ashe that gets it, and she's trying to poke down, as it looks like they're going to go for the 1-for-1 trade right there. Jungler for support. That was a good ult in by Rentato. They were almost escaping from that and was able to turn the fight around. It looks like, the ultimate coming through from Volibear. Nikolai, why are you stepping up like that? As it looks like she has to run out, almost gets hooked, and the Kazakhs has to use his ult to get away from that. Just let the bear back, Nikolai.
Worth. The
Sure,
master bait in the bot lane. Worth.
But Nikolai did actually bring Cleanse. I did not notice that both ADCs bringing Cleanse into this instead of the heal. Very good decisions. A lot of CC on both teams with the heavy CC from Morgana and Rel. And then on the other side, you have Orianna, Volibear, and well, pretty much all their team has CC, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I think cleanse across the board is great from both teams, but it looks like we're going to be having another Drake possibly go over to Mailbox's Angels. They are up 300 gold now, despite being down a kill, and they're up a Drake.
And a lot of people I've seen are trying to take advantage of this Ivern passive on the bus. They didn't take the red buff top lane. They haven't taken blue, but it looks like Orianna is actually going to come over and collect that. You definitely want your mid laner having that blue buff. And with Ivern, it's very easy to hand it over.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the nice things about him. But there's nothing more frustrating than taking your buff and watching your buff expire, and your teammates are like, huh. What do I do with it? What's this thing on the map?
It does look like another hook goes through. It lands, actually, and then the root by the Aphelios goes in, flashes in. The ult by Rel is able to get there, and then all of a sudden, Dan Kim gets caught out by the Rel. He is dead, and it looks like the Thresh is still going to get away. But no, actually, he could get stunned again. No, the Thresh all coming through, and he is going to go down. The Kraken Slayer on Ashe comes through.
Yeah, and that was just... That's what you want to see. That's what needs to happen. Beautiful play coming out from Rune Tato to make that happen. And Aphelios stepping it a little too deep.
And he did flash for it. The double stun came in on the Ashe, but Ashe still can output a lot of damage. He didn't respect the Rel. And overall, they just were able to output more damage. But the Ivern is going to run after this Gnar. I don't know if he's going to be able to get anything. Gnar playing this out very well in the positioning aspect. But they do get first turret on the side of Mailbox's Angels from that engage.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically in the driver's seat from what I see. They're almost up 2k gold. They have 2 Drakes stacked.
And I do see... Also, Rune Tato popping off once again. Oh, no, the binding lands on the Orianna. She is going to use the ult. The flash has to come out through the Orianna. And the spell shield right now used. We see 4 people in the mid lane. She lands another binding. Has this person missed a binding yet? LP Bandito.
Yeah. Definitely has a skill shots down pat.
Bot lane does rotate up to top. Looks like Rune is going to clear the vision, and all of them actually pathing up towards this top lane. As we see, there's 3 people coming up. They might want to try and get that Rift Herald. They are going to go, and Thresh is going to lead the way. Is able to land the hook right before she can use it. The now the Rel is all caught out, all by himself. The stun does land, but it's not going to matter.
He went fishing.
And
he caught a horse.
Yeah, that animation.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful hook coming across for Shiro T Poison.
As it looks like the Rift Herald will come through. No, actually.
Yeah, they get forced off of it.
So they were able to kill the Rel, but they were not able to gain the Rift Herald. So we just see Gnar pushing this top lane for free until Orianna actually coming down. But I don't think the Orianna is going to be able to catch him out. He doesn't know that the Thresh is there, just going for a little bit of harassment. He can get this. Oh no, he might be able to get the Orianna if she plays this out poorly. But the Threshold coming through, we see a TP as we see Ashe also harassing down the Volibear. Ivern coming in. So Mega Gnar coming out, but good teleport by Morgana to pressure them off of the Gnar.
Yeah, and again, it's still 3-3. You know, Mailbox's Angels, I believe, is just slowly kind of taking these objectives.
Oh, the
Ophelia yoinks the Gromp. Thanks for the leash.
Oh my god.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, it's one of the most frustrating things when you're trying to take a jungle camp. They take a little bit to clear, and then for sure, you know, some ADC to just come up and blast hit it from Fog of War. Just, it's not fun.
And we have another Drake spawning in a minute. They're going to be setting up vision for it.
As we do see 4 people in the bush.
Yeah, they're trying to get a pick at this point.
Vision is coming through in the Dragon Pit for luck of the draw. As it looks like we are going to get a little bit of a skirmish top lane. The Volibear running down this Gnar, but he uses the stun on the ward.
You can't catch him. Oh, and he might
actually get this. He hops over him and uses... Oh, no, he misses just a smidge on that. But no, the Volibear going to try and fight back, but this Gnar using his ultimate, using his Q. Volibear getting a little bit of healing back, gets the shield, and he might be able to just make that one out alive. So, and then Dragon Fight coming through, and looks like it's a little bit of advantage towards Mailbox's Angels, and they are able to get it. The Rel all comes through, drags them all towards him. The Thresh is able to save the Aphelios as the fight is still continuing. The Rel just caught out of position. The Thresh does not land on the Morgana. And Kha'Zix's coming back in, trying to get the Ivern, but just by a sliver of HP, he makes it out of that. He makes out of it with like 50 HP.
Yeah, but again, another Drake going over to the side of Mailbox's Angels. It is Cloud Soul, so I don't think there's too many ults that are that like huge with it. But still, another objective going over to them.
Can LP Bandito miss? Can we check this man's account?
Yeah, he's the Valkaz player. His favorite subject has to be astrophysics.
His favorite subject is geometry as a Valkaz player.
The big brain player.
The first Q missed by LP Bandito that I've seen, at least. Could have caught him out. But just vision being cleared right now, a lot of resets going on. But we do see Gale Force is on the Aphelios. You have Kraken Slayer on the Ashe, and the Moonstone is coming out on the Ivern, as we saw. And that is becoming something very, very popular that we're seeing recently, is the Moonstone on multiple of these different champions like Lilia and the Ivern.
Yeah, I agree. And the big thing, too, to note that last fight was how massive the 3-man Ori ult was into the Aphelios ult. It was timed really well. I'm surprised. You would have expected them to wipe all 3, but they still walked away with the kill. And
Thresh is
Sunny
actually
Bob
engaging.
caught
Oh,
out.
Sunny Bob caught out, and the Thresh ult coming through. He does use his ult to get them a little bit away. The hop from Gnar. It's coming through, but it looks like Volibear ult's going to come. He does land the stun, but he cannot evade the hook. Now he's mini Gnar with all that little HP, and it does look like the kill's going to go over to Axbane. You do see a TP coming through from Ori. She cannot get it through, as it looks like the Rel and the Kazakhs are just going to clean up. So 1 for 1, 2 for 2v1 in the top and bot lane.
You hate to see it.
The trade coming through, I think, a little bit more impactful for that Kazakhs as he is able to scale up a little bit more, get those executes. We will see what he's able to do with this lead he's getting. As we know, Mailbox is very, very deadly at jungler.
Yeah, I mean, Mailbox now is up 2 levels, roughly 40 CS. He's definitely a threat. I mean, across the board, everyone's pretty even. Nikolai has an advantage. Top is down, but you know, she just died up top, so that's kind of to be expected. All it takes is one fight at this point, and the team fight coming out of the side of Luck of the Draw is huge, because like we saw at the Cloud Drake, it just takes one Oriole.
I don't even think he's doing it to kill them at this point. I think he's just flexing.
Yeah, I mean, 1Q lands, it's basically half the HP gone.
A very powerful Morgana mid right now. I actually love seeing Morgana mid because it's a lot of people just I don't know about you, but some people have told me that the champion just doesn't do a lot of damage to support. I don't know why, but oh, this spell shield coming through, and it looks like he's gonna land the root on the Aphelios. Baits out the cleanse. I was saying though, I think it's a dead ass wrong statement, always have, but a lot of people underestimate Morgana mid.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Morgana mid. Looks like another turret is going to be going over to the side of a Mailbox's Angels. And we have Drake coming up here shortly too.
Yep. Clearing the vision. It looks like they are grouped up as 5 right now and 4 on Mailbox's Angels side. And they do spot out all of them with that Ash arrow. A Hawk shot coming through on the Dragon Pit. They know where all of them are right now as Morgana's going to go through. She does miss a binding.
Yeah, and we have Gnar top lane with TP up.
And you see a lot of the plants coming through, denying that vision from Mailbox's Angels. The stun does not land through on the Morgana, but she just still did have Spell Shield. It did bait it out, so you don't have that for a minute. This team fight starts soon. You don't have it, as they are going to start up this dragon. But it looks like they're just going to try and bait him out. No, they are going to continue to fight it, just trying to get the denying vision even of the dragon. Daisy comes through. And I don't think there's anything they can do to stop him right now from taking this. Absolutely not. All 5 there, only 2 of Mailbox's Angels there. But we do see the Gnar pushing the top lane still.
Yeah, and he's not going to get turret for this, but still just adding pressure to the map.
And we see clearing vision in the jungle. They're all going to sit in this bush. They knew that there was no vision of it, but everybody's just backing. Probably not going to get anything off of it unless the wave pushes up really quickly. But it looks like Gnar could be... No, the Volibear stops, so he's probably not going to catch out this Gnar.
Yeah, and the ping's coming across. They're trying to maybe collapse on Axbane or catch him off guard. No vision on the side of Luck of the Draw. He's between a rock and a hard place, and 4 members of Mailbox's Angels.
The ult comes through, both from the Morgana and the Volibear. It looks like he's just going to go down. It's the 5v1. And this turret should now go over to the side of Mailbox's Angels. Nothing this Thresh can do about that. He does try to land a hook, not successful. No! Orianna comes in, clears the wave, and is able to get them off the tower.
Yeah, they've gotten a few picks, but I would like to see them like try to do Baron or something, you have a 2-level lead up on the Kazakhs. So it won't be a 50-50 smite. Plus your Kazakh, so you can smite it at a much... You can burst it a lot easier. But I think they're just trying to slowly choke them out in terms of managing the map.
You see Ash with having an insane wave clear with the attack speed and the rune-ins. So Ash being able to push this wave in very, very quickly for them. And it looks like Rune is going to go up for a little bit of vision. And they are trying to clear this Baron pit. So they could be making a play towards Baron here very, very soon. So we might see Runeato caught out, but they do miss the hook. They land the stun, though, and the Morgana Q comes out and saves him. I'm not too sure about that Rune. You got saved by LP Bandito, but could have been very bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, the tank is probably one of the last people they want to be, hard engaging on. Luckily, everyone else was there to kind of back Runeato up, though.
Yeah, we
With
still see
Gnar
Gnar
splitting the bot, too. Yeah.
I have to answer Gnar, which does keep the Volibear away from them. They could make this Baron play very soon if they really wanted to. No Volibear, Gnar kind of... he's going to stay bot lane. I thought he was going to roam up, but the TP is up for both of them, though, so they could join this fight at any point, but the vision is going to be cleared. They don't want him to be able to TP on one of these wards. Does look like they're opting out of the Baron play.
And on the side of the Mailbox's Angels, I believe you just win the 4v4. So you can have Gnar constantly splitting, but you have, again, a 3-level lead in the jungle, a level lead in mid, the ADC's up a level. Runeato, the only one being down a level when, it is just a support, so it's not huge.
It's expected to happen when you have a support that roams a lot. They do miss out on a little bit of XP.
Yeah.
He has been just prioritizing getting the deep vision, so he does miss out on a little bit of the XP. So still making good plays even though down by a level. And it looks like Thresh is going to come in, and the Morgana pulls out her ult after the spell shield. Thresh ulting, but the Kha'Zix is coming, and the Kha'Zix is able to scare him off, but it looks like he's still going to go down. The stun coming through from the Ashe ult. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to capitalize off of it.
Yeah, and that was huge. Let's see if they can use that.
You're going to have to back off this Gnar. Oh, getting hyper. Might be able to do it. He has to waste the ult to get out, and he's not done. He's going in through the Mega Gnar and gets him out. That was impressive. He was able to get behind him, ult him backwards, and now they have to answer this Gnar as they're collapsing on him, but this is just a free Baron now.
Yeah, and he timed that jump perfectly coming out of it in Mega Gnar, and you might not be able to catch him. He's gone.
Yep, and he's just probably going to... Oh, no, he's not going to do the execute. He's just going to get out scot-free.
Yeah, Ivern...
Orianna is coming up, but Ivern tries to steal it. He could not do it as the roll comes through and just the damage bursted down with the Ashe and Kha'Zix. There's no way he's living that.
Yeah, and let it be known, Mailbox didn't even smite, so that was up for grabs, but 81 HP off.
It looks like Mailbox Angels are going to go for this last cloud trick they need for Soul Point, and they are going to hand the red buff over also to the Ashe. They have full control of this right now. As they are clearing the wards, they have deep vision into the jungle, and they're going to start it, and they are not going to be able to contest it. That is a free Cloud Soul coming through for Mailbox's Angels. This is a different Mailbox's Angels than we were seeing last week, by far. And it looks like the Ashe is going to come through. Morgana binding, even the Rel going to stun him up, and it looks like the Morgana, she probably didn't need to ult there, but the Morgana does.
She definitely needed the ult there. 100%. Asserting dominance, but they have Cloud Soul, so realistically, it's it'll probably be up in what?
Oh, the hook lands through on the Thresh. He's gonna go on him, and it looks like they're trying to get him under the tower. As Rel does get the damage off, they see the Orianna ult sucks 3 of them in. Could turn the tides of this, but the stun does land on the Aphelios, and he has to back off of it. It looks like he does get the root through on 2 different people. So Orianna trying to do something, already used the ult. So that was a good ult by the Orianna, just not being able to be capitalized. That's two really big ults we've seen her do that just couldn't be capitalized on.
Yeah, but I mean, that's all it takes. They're still down roughly 7k gold, and one ult could change the entire team fight. Sunny
Nar's
goes
getting a little greedy, but he does actually man the 3-man ult. Gonna try and take down this Orianna. Orianna stopwatches. The binding coming through, not able to land its mark. As the Ivern able to catch out the Morgana with the stun, as it looks like this might be able to turn the tides of the fight. They should make it out of this alive though. And that will be the end for Morgana, but the rest of them are able to make it out luckily, as they still have the Baron buff for a little bit short amount of time on 3 of the people on Mailbox Angels.
just going a little too deep.
Yeah, it paid off for the Gnar. I'm not sure how much. Oh no, actually, Cossic's gonna just all Mailbox. He's gonna get probably 2 of them here, but the Volibear coming up to try and save him. Looks like Mailbox is gonna have to hop away as the Ashe tries to bear him down. Staying a little too greedy. The Thresh coming through, the TP coming in, and it looks like they're gonna chase him down as it's a Rel and Kha'Zix. But the Kha'Zix is able to jump away, but that's not fortunate for Rel as she misses the flash over the wall. And looks like tries to get a little bit tankier but slower, and the Volibear is able to capitalize on that. Something to note from Rel. Yes, she can make herself tankier, but when she tries to make herself tankier, she also loses a lot of that movement speed, and that Volibear just able to take clear advantage of that. But the flash being missed is so unfortunate there.
Yeah, no, the flash, the whoopsies coming through, definitely a facepalm moment. We definitely did not see that. Nothing happened.
And we haven't talked about this gold lead in a minute, but obviously with kills being even, but 4 Drakes coming through and all the towers, Mailbox Angels does have a pretty substantial lead right now. Still could be turned around, but luck of the draw is not in a very favorable position at this point.
Yeah, at one point it was close to, I believe, 7,000 or 8,000. So they're starting to bring it back a little bit. In terms of what's on the board, they have obviously a lot of standing gold, being the turrets. So again, they have the Orianna, they have the Aphelios, they have the Volibear with an Ivern. There's a lot of synergy here. It's just a matter of making the team fight work, and just one team fight can change the entire game.
Yeah, as we see, the inhibitor is still open, but it has not been taken quite yet. They're trying to clear this wave up and push it towards the inhibitor, but everybody kind of just waiting around trying to see what Mailbox Angels is going to be doing. And that's the position you want to be in for Mailbox Angels, is for them to have to react to you, not the other way around.
Correct. So Gnar is still pushing that bot side all the way to the inner turret and just absorbing so much pressure. Applying so much pressure, rather.
Yeah, we see him grouped up a little bit close to mid, as we see a little bit more split up, but the Gnar still pushing the bot lane, and able to focus a lot of that, get the Volibear down there. So Orianna almost could have done the shockwave on the Kha'Zix, but he's able to hop away. Mailbox has been playing very well this game. As we see the stun come through from Gnar, he's going to just be able to escape that. It looks like they are going to try and skirmish here as the ult's brought out by the Gnar. He does push him into the wall, as we do see the Thresh coming back. And now he's in mini Gnar form. Get out of there while you can. It looks like he's going to try and distance himself, get a little bit more poke, but he's just going to continue to push this wave up.
I can only imagine the frustration coming out of luck of the draw with this Gnar.
And the Baron's fight has started up again as they send Daisy in there. The Ivern comes through, tries to steal it, could not steal it as Mailbox does to secure it. But it looks like Gnar is going to hit his Mega Form, is able to get the harass off, not going to lose his life. Both ults coming out, and it looks like this tower still will be saved. But they keep letting this Gnar push up. That's the Baron buff is going to eventually catch up to him and take that. But Morgana comes in, gets the 2-man ulti, but the flash comes out. They still are able to catch out the Ivern. The Asher comes through. Aphelios able to dodge it, but not the Orianna, and that is done for them. They are going to lose the inhibitor. They will most likely lose this bot wave. I mean, the bot tower. Just pushing through could end this game, honestly, if they put it outright. The top wave coming through.
Axbane can't solo defend. You see long death timers. This should just be game.
And they are still pushing up. They're going to let those Baron power minions come through. This is just easy for them. They are going to try and kill this Volibear, and they do get it a little bit. They just wanted the ace.
Yeah, beautiful game. Super clean team fights. And just pushing it.
And Mailbox's Angels definitely came to play today. They said that they would come back with a vengeance after losing to On the Spot, and they definitely did. They showed their will to beat the top 2 teams in the league right now. So I'm very impressed with the team fights. The cohesion. They just look so much different than they did last week. And as we probably will be bringing in Mailbox for the interview here in a second when he is ready. As I think he went down to the wrong chat.
Yeah.
There he is.
Scared to me. Who put me in the gulags? What war crimes did I commit?
The gulag. Hey. Good game, man.
Hey.
And the interview I had with you last week, you talked about whenever you faced On the Spot that you guys would come back with a vengeance this week. What did you guys do a little bit more to prepare for this one?
Well, first of all, I played League more than once that week.
That probably helps, Mailbox.
Agreed. We just macroed them, honestly. Like, that was a low kill game. Nothing happened. Ivan got a little bit gapped.
It was even throughout the majority of the game. It's the Gnar, doing the most damage too. Who would you say was the MVP for this game?
Bandito. He just made calls that made sense, and then we followed the calls that made sense, and then we won.
And we only saw him as 2 bindings throughout that whole game. He was
on point.
So accurate with his skill shots this game. And also Sunny just being able to apply pressure off the split pushes, keeping the Volibear away from you guys. Overall, just such a great game, man. How are you feeling? You're about to be heading into playoffs. How does this game boost you guys for playoffs?
We get the bye, so that means we're automatically in semifinals, and just reload at that point.
Yeah, is there anyone left? Anyone that you because some teams have been making roster changes that you're looking forward to play, or you might have any foreseeable issues, anything?
Honestly, the goal is to beat Rubber Ducky team because we kind of griefed the game last week versus them, and then that was also a Bandito's old team that kicked him for no reason. No good reason.
Okay.
So,
bench plays.
if we face them again, they're just going to int.
You guys have definitely looked really good since these roster changes, only dropping 1 game. I believe in you, Mailbox, that you can do that to them. I hope you do.
Yeah, overall, it was a great game to watch. Was there anything throughout the game that you guys were kind of worried about? There was some big Orianna ults, or like the team fight that came across. I think it was mid game. That you were kind of looking out for.
Not really. It just felt. They have no damage, and once Aphelios dies, he's over. And we have so much backline access with Kha'Zix, Gnar, like Morgana, ult flashing onto Aphelios. Like, he's just kind of nothing. And then also, they just kept we totally drafted them because they started picking every champion that had a shield in the game. They're like, what? How can we make Serpent's Fang more cost value to Mailbox? And they just picked Thresh. They picked Orianna. They picked Volibear. They just griefed it.
Yeah. No, I mean, overall, like we said, the game was basically even in terms of kills, but you guys slowly, you know, established a huge lead and overall got the win. Is there anything that you guys want to touch up on or you want to comment on kind of looking forward from here?
No.
Yeah, just play your game.
We're just gonna smurf.
Just be better.
Just
So we do kick him out before we can say anything. Time's kind of running out as we are going to bring in the captain of, and we bring in Fred from Luck of the Draw.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Fred.
How's it feeling, man?
You know, an unfortunate turn of events. Can't say I'm happy with the loss, but you know, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, is there anything you guys are taking away from this loss moving forward?
I think we kind of just got to be a little more proactive around the map, and maybe we looking to pick bans a little harder. But other than that, I think we played all right. It was just an unfortunate coin flip for us.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, it was a good game. So throughout that game, how are the comms? Was there anything you guys look to do different than, because you say be more proactive, but I guess what terms?
I think we kind of just got to be quicker on some rotations. And I mean, we were talking about this like after the game too. And yeah, I mean, overall, I don't think we played like super poorly, but I think we just need to go for plays more often and just like be a little quicker on rotations. But other than that, you know, not too bad.
Yeah, take it for what it is and move on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything you guys are looking forward to?
We looking forward to running the gauntlet in playoffs, baby.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. The best of threes will probably shake things up a lot in terms of drafting. Any final thoughts? Anything you got before we wrap it up here?
Not really. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, great game, and it was a pleasure to watch.
Dope. Catch you guys later.
See you, Fred. Well, that's it. Panda, great job, guys. We have some stuff going on at the end of tomorrow's stream, so be sure to tune in because it's a later game, but you're not going to want to miss out on this. Yeah.
Yeah.